back from the grocery store, as you can see, and I've got all my ingredients for the spaghetti squash cook-off. And I'm super excited because I'm going to make a casserole, and I think you guys are going to love it. Who doesn't like casserole, right? It's warm, it's gooey, it's comforting, and it's going to taste great. So I'm going to take these groceries in, I'm going to prep up my kitchen, and we're going to get ready to cook. So I'll see you in a minute. Alright guys, so it's time to do the spaghetti squash challenge. First off, I got my chicken breasts searing in the pan. I'm going to get those good and seasoned. I've got right now salt, pepper, garlic powder, and some paprika. So that's going to finish off in the oven. And I've also got hibiscus flower tea boiling here, and that's going to be for our beverage, just a little something extra. I'll show you guys what to do with that. I've also got my spaghetti squash in the microwave, and we're not done with it after that, but I'll show you what we're going to do with that in a minute. Okay guys, so while my chicken is in the oven and I have my spaghetti squash resting and cooling off from the microwave, I'm going to go ahead and make some pita chips for a garnish for a salad that we're going to be doing. So you just basically take any pita pocket that you buy. I personally bought flax and oat bran whole wheat pita bread. It's high in protein, low in carbs, and it's real healthy for you. So we're just going to take a pita pocket, and we're going to slice it into triangles. Alright, then we're just going to take them over here and lay them on our, you can use a foil, cookie sheet, whatever is going to work for you. I like to put them on this rack so that all the oven air gets on both sides and really crisps them up. So then what we have here is we're going to brush some seasoning on. And we have a teaspoon each of garlic powder, salt, basil, and freshly ground pepper. And then we're going to take about a half a cup of olive oil. And just mix that in. And if you don't have a brush to work, this is actually, guys, just a paintbrush. You can use a spoon or whatever to just kind of spoon it over. I like to use a brush because it gets it evenly coated. So then we're just going to come and brush our pita chips with the mixture. And after you do that, you're going to just stick these in the oven for about 7 minutes at 350 degrees. Keep an eye on it though, because they tend to burn, but you want them to be crispy and golden color. Alright, so next we have our spaghetti squash gutted out and cooled off. We have our chicken chopped up and waiting. We have our chips done. As you can tell right here, we have our chips done for our salad. Now what I've got going on is I've got a pan heated up with some olive oil, and I'm going to take chopped fresh garlic and onions, and I'm just going to throw that all in there. You want to make sure that your oil is hot, and you want to put your aromatic ingredients in there first. Got a piece of pepper in there. Because what that's going to do is the garlic and the onions are actually going to flavor the oil. Then we're going to put our spaghetti squash in there. And that oil, that flavored oil, is just going to coat everything. So we're going to saute that up in just a minute here. Spoon. So we're just going to let that flavor the oil up, and while that cooks in the oil, we're going to go ahead and chop up some tomatoes. And parsley. This parsley is Italian flat parsley. There's also curly parsley. This one has a little bit of a stronger taste, so I prefer to use this one. So as you can see, our onions are starting to caramelize. And you can really start to smell the flavors coming through. And while that's going ahead and continuing to caramelize the onions, we're going to come over here and we're going to do a quick egg mixture that we're going to use in our... We got 2 eggs, about a half a cup of flaxseed. And this is going to go in our spaghetti squash mixture, and then we'll put it in the oven. So we'll get back to this in just a minute. Just flip that up. Alright, so we can go ahead and put our parsley and our tomatoes. And you can really smell that stuff coming through. It smells really good. We're going to let that cook down just a little bit before we add our spaghetti squash. Alright, so we had a little bit of a technical difficulty, so you've missed a few steps in here, so I'm going to go over real quick what I have done that my video didn't come out. So we had our vegetables, our onions and our garlic in the olive oil, caramelizing the onions. Then we added some tomato and Italian flat parsley. We then let that cook down just a little bit more, and we added our cooked spaghetti squash in there. Mixed that up. We added some salt, thyme, and black pepper. We also have an egg mixture here, 2 eggs and half a cup of flaxseed. Now that our spaghetti squash mixture has cooled down from cooking, we're going to add this egg mixture to it and fold it in. And this is just going to act as a binder. This is going to be the base of our casserole. This is going to be the binder that sort of keeps it together in the bottom. We're just going to fold that in. And also what I have going over here is a balsamic vinegar that is reducing down. It's just going to boil at a low heat until it reduces down to a thicker consistency, and it's going to be a little bit sweeter. Once we get that, then I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so what we have going now, our balsamic vinegar has reduced down to a good consistency. I've got my spaghetti squash mixture in my individual little casserole dishes here. So what I want to do is go ahead and take my chicken that I cooked earlier and just get a good portion of chicken on top of my spaghetti squash. This was 3 whole chicken breasts, by the way. Just enough. That was 1 spaghetti squash, 1 Roma tomato, half an onion, about 4 garlic cloves. Okay, now I just want to spoon a little bit of the balsamic reduction onto my chicken. And this is a very strong flavor, so you don't want to soup it down. You want just enough to give it a good kick. Alright, and then we're going to take some mozzarella, shredded mozzarella, and just sprinkle that on top. Then we're going to go ahead and put these in the oven, bake them until the cheese is melted. So I would say go ahead and bake in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. Alright, the finished product, guys. We have our spaghetti squash balsamic chicken casserole. We have our green leaf lettuce with our pita chips with a sprinkling of fresh Parmesan cheese and a drizzle of lemon juice. And what I wanted to show you guys all to top this off is hibiscus flower tea. And we had it steeping earlier, and once it boiled for about 5 to 7 minutes and the liquid got dark red, strained out the flowers, cooled it off, chilled it in the fridge. And what I'm going to do to give this an extra kick, also add a little bit of sugar to sweeten it up, is I'm going to add some sparkling mandarin orange carbonated water. This doesn't have any sugar in it, it's just CO2 with water and a little bit of orange flavor. And this is just going to give a little bit of that bubbly to the tea and make it zing on your tongue a little bit. So, with no further ado, let's give this a taste. That is so good. I'm excited about this. I think you guys are really going to like it. So have fun cooking and let me know what you think.